Welcome back to Saxon Math. This is lesson 120, volume of a cylinder. Imagine pressing a quarter down into a block of soft clay. As the quarter is pressed into the block, it creates a hole in the clay. The quarter sweeps out at a cylinder as it moves through the clay. We can calculate the volume of the cylinder by multiplying the area of the circular face of the quarter by the distance it moved through the clay. The distance the quarter moved is the height of the cylinder. So, for example, the diameter of this cylinder is 20 centimeters. Its height is 10 centimeters. What is its volume? So the volume is the amount that is taken up on the inside of that cylinder. To calculate the volume of a cylinder, we find the area of a circular end of the cylinder and multiply that area by the height of the cylinder, the distance between the circular ends, so from one point to the other. Since the diameter of the cylinder is 20 centimeters, the radius is 10 centimeters. So just the radius would also be 10 centimeters. The radius is just half. So the area of the circle is about 3 14/100 times 100 square centimeters, which is 314 square centimeters. Now we multiply the area of the circular end of the cylinder by the height of the cylinder. So 314 square centimeters times 10 centimeters equals 3,140 cubic centimeters. Notice that it's now cubic because it is 3. You've got the centimeters squared times 1 centimeter, or centimeter to the first. You end up adding those exponents together. So again, just to recap what we just went through here on this solution, you need to take the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. So the area of the circle is pi r squared. We know that pi is 3.14. We know that the radius of this particular cylinder is 10 centimeters, and we have to square that. So if we were to find this, we would know that we need to do parentheses and exponents first, and please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So the order is parentheses and exponents, so we have to do 100 centimeters squared. Now that's going to be times 3.14. And if you recall from one of our lessons in previous lessons, if you're multiplying by 100, you can just move the decimal to the right 2 places. So that would be the same as 314 square centimeters for the area of just the circle. So the area of that circle. And then you just multiply that times 10 because that's the height, 10 centimeters. So the height, we've got 10 of those circles all the way down until you get to the bottom of your cylinder. And if you're multiplying by 10, you just move the decimal over 1 place to the right again, so you'd end up with 3,140. And in this case, it has to be cubic centimeters or centimeters cubed for your final answer. That's the volume of the space taken up on the inside of that cylinder. All right, that's going to be it for the examples. Let's try this now. So if you have a large can of soup, it has a diameter of about 8 centimeters and a height of about 12 centimeters. The volume of the can is about how many cubic centimeters? Round your answer to the nearest 100 cubic centimeters. So again, I need to find the area of the circle first. So the top of the can, it says that the diameter is 8 centimeters. I need to know what half of 8 centimeters is. Hopefully you all know that. That's to be 4 centimeters. So I need to take pi r squared to find the area of that. So this would be 3.14 times 4 centimeters, and that has to be squared. So I'm going to rewrite this as 3.14. This would be times 4 squared would be 16. Centimeters squared is centimeters squared. Now I need to take 3.14 times 16. And I get 24. This would be 6 plus 2. This would be 18. This would be 1, 3. And then I need to add those together. I'd have 4 there, 12. Carry the 1. This would be 10. Carry the 1. That would be 5. So this would be 5,024. And then you have to remember there's 2 decimals here, so I'm going to move the decimal over. So we'd have 50 and 24 hundredths centimeters squared for the area of the circle on the top of the can. And if I was going to round that, because it says round your answer to the nearest 100 cubic centimeters, I could just I'm going to take off this piece right here. I'll end up having 12 centimeters, which is the height, times 50. And let me just put that 50 and hang it off the edge here, because I'm going to just bring that part down there. And that's centimeters squared. So now I've got the 50 centimeters squared, which is a approximation, because it says round your answer to the nearest 100 cubic centimeters. So I'm just going to take this piece right here, the nearest cubic centimeter in this case, or sorry, the square centimeter of this would have been 50. 50 times 12 is simply 600, and that would be cubic centimeters, because we have centimeters to the first power here, centimeters squared here, ends up being cubic centimeters. So the volume of this can is approximately 600 cubic centimeters. All right, excellent work. Make sure you do written practice 1 through 30 on your last lesson of the year. Excellent job, and we will see you next year.